point in time, I will go over to Janine, who will be talking about intercultural creativity, moving forward by going back to basics. I love this topic because, you know, sometimes in moving forward, we lose some of the good things we have, thinking we're moving forward and exploring opportunities. But the truth about it is, if it's not broke, don't fix it. So thank you very much. I'm so excited to hear about your topic too, Ms. Janine.
Thank you. You guys are on the front end. I know 10 years from now, you'll be like, I was there when Janine first started talking about this. And I hope this will travel around the world because it is a global concern of looking at the creativity and the creative production of our students and how they're going to collaborate. You guys made so many great points. I'm Janine, I'm from Los Angeles, California, but I am a global speaker, trainer, and educator of 15 years and a creative myself and wanting our children to reach their full creative potential. I am starting the research on intercultural creativity, which looks at how intercultural competence, your ability to interact with people from different cultural backgrounds, different lived experience, not just ethnic and national cultures, but of all the demographics, being able to observe complexity, being able to adapt your behavior in different cultural situations. If you are really looking to develop your students to be contenders and collaborators on the global field, the global marketplace, intercultural competence is key. And then, as you know, creativity is also a huge other component. In the end, we want our students to be able to think of creativity. And when I say creativity, I don't just mean artistry. Artistry is very important. I'm a huge arts advocate, but creativity, the new definition is the problem or the process of problem solving, problem finding, problem solving with relevance, value, and novelty. Can our students take the curriculum? I love what the other speaker said, you know, you don't go on the street and meet calculus and meet geography, you meet people and you want to create with people. So can our students take the content, reorganize it, and create something new? Those are the skills we want to make sure that our students can do. So really quick, intercultural creativity looked at the observation that intercultural competence, that ability to connect with people from different lived experiences and backgrounds, and creative thinking actually sit on the same set of cognitive skills. They actually sit on the same set of cognitive skills. So creative thinking, that divergent thinking, combinatory thinking, making unobvious associations, reframing, transformational thinking. Those skills are the same skills your students need to have intercultural competence. Really quick, let me show you one other graph about intercultural competence. Oh, it's right here. Intercultural competence is a developmental process. A lot of people may not understand that. There's some people who are operating in life on a monocultural mindset. These are people who only see one way of seeing. They have a difficulty seeing from other perspectives, and life is difficult, especially on this global market. And so you might even know people who have an intercultural mindset. These are people who really know how to interact with people from different lived experiences. They can perspective shift and they can really adapt in different cultural situations. We want our kids to be going in this direction and building their mindset. And so intercultural creativity is going to help them do that. Really quick, the first gem, creative growth mindset. Coming from the research of Carol Dweck, growth mindset and fixed mindset, our students have to understand that these are developmental skills and they can get better. A lot of people spoke about the word skill. Creativity is a skill. It's a capacity we all have, but it's also a skill that you can work on and we can integrate it within the curriculum. The second gem is empathetic way. Empathy is a big word now in the business world, but us educators already know how important empathy is. So how do we teach our kids to be more empathetic and then bring those skills to the global marketplace? The number one indicator of a highly creative thinker is an open mind. So for them to have these skills and develop these skills earlier on is key. The third one, cultural observation, environmental observation. You can't really connect and learn from things that you're not observing. So how do we increase their observation skills or just maintain the observational skills that they had at birth? Sadly, we lower these skills just because of life. So we want to make sure they're trained there. The fourth gem is curiosity. Like she said, the kids are coming to us with these skills already intact, but sadly, sometimes our curriculum takes these skills away. How do we maintain their curiosity? If creativity is the driver of innovation, curiosity is the driver of creativity. So making sure this is embedded within the curriculum, teaching them how to be curious thinkers. The fifth one, perspective shifting. On my podcast, Create and Grow Rich, I sat down with the top neuroscientist in my country, Dr. Michael Platt, and he said the leaders who know how to perspective shift are the ones who go to move forward. So knowing how to see things from multiple perspectives and connect with people and see things from their perspectives, those are your highly creative thinkers. The sixth one is authentic adaptation. Once again, being able to adapt your behavior in different cultural situations. And the last one is where we want all of our kids to be, being a bridge and making those connections across different cultural groups. Those are the leaders of tomorrow. And this is intercultural creativity. If you want all of my things or connect with me, I'll put my information in the chat. You can have that PDF, but trust me, the kids who are thinking creatively and able to produce from the content they're learning, those are the ones who are going to lead us into the next era. Thank you so much.
Wow, thank you. Thank you so much. Well done. Empathy. Empathy is a very good one. In order to create, you must be empathetic, you know. So dear teachers, sometimes we get really stuck in our ways and we are not creative with our lesson plans, and we're not creative in the way we interact with our children, or we claim we don't have resources. The truth about it is that you can be creative with everything. So thank you very much, Ms. Janine. So last but not least is our host himself, Mr. Adebi Oke, who will be speaking on emerging forward-looking, affordable and borderless education in the post-lockdown era. So Mr. Adebi Oke, would you take us through what it means to be emerging, forward-thinking, and borderless?
Hello.
We can hear you.
Okay, just a second. Let me adjust my. Sorry, can everyone hear me? Okay, I guess I would change my screen here. Sorry. All right. Can you hear me now?
Yes, we can.
All right, Sia. Okay, good. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, Sia, for moderating these. Thank you, Hajia Samira. Thank you, Ms. Bankoli. Thank you, Baru. Thank you, Mr. Kweni. And Janine, thank you so much for making time to be part of this today. Brian, very insightful presentation that you did there. Thank you so much for putting that together. The truth is that COVID-19 is still very much around. People are still getting vaccinated, and some others are still getting infected here and there. So the impact is still very much around. We remember that this time last year, the entire world was under a massive lockdown, and there was more or less nothing going on. Education was at almost a complete halt, and nothing was really going on. Our teachers were idle, the schools were shut down, and everyone was worried, not knowing how things will eventually turn out. But here we are today having this conversation. So it shows that the world has moved on. the pandemic, we're dealing with it, and we are basically managing the entire situation that we have in our hands. So coming back to our conversation, I've taken quite a lot of notes. I mean, because I'm actually learning here myself. I've learned so much from the creativity talk from Jane. I've learned so much from the innovative talk from Hajia Samira, and also taking so much notes from Ms. Bankole with regards to dealing with our everyday activities from the perspective of the children's schooling. What I want to say at this time is that forward-looking education is very key. 21st century education is what we all need to be considering at this time. That is basically what's going to take us forward from wherever we are at this time. I want to cite an example just a couple of days back. One of the oil producing countries said they are no longer an oil producing country. And what exactly do they say they are now? They are an energy producing country. So what does that mean? They've gone beyond the fossil fuel to solar panel production, to everything that talks about or deals with sustainable energy production. So the same thing that we need to actually bring to our mind as educators, the world is moving on. Today, oil is no longer doing as good or as well as it was doing before now. So we need to actually take our curriculum forward, even in the schools. Right now, if we look at how things have actually panned out in the last years, we see how many of our graduates are today looking for jobs. They are roaming the streets. If they had this opportunity to actually, be part of a forward-looking education, they wouldn't be stranded the way they are today. So we must actually help the children that we have today not to become stranded tomorrow. And what does that mean? It means that we cannot continually teach or train our children with the mindset of yesterday, because what happens is that we're going to deny them the joy of tomorrow. We're going to deny them the prosperity of tomorrow, the prosperity that has been enjoyed globally. We know about the global economy today, and we know how Africa as a continent is being shut out of that global economy today. And if we want to be part of that, we need to take this seriously. So, I mean, our education would need to be forward-looking from this time going forward. Then also is affordability. Affordability is very relative. Okay, from my understanding of what Cana-Care is bringing to bear, this is about a highly affordable program of which children or students from grade 1 to grade 12 can partake in. And what happens is because of the fact that Westfield and collaboration with Cana-Care has actually done so much in terms of breaking down the barriers to helping children achieve global standard education. So what that does in essence is that what you would have been paying so much huge amount of money for, or the kind of education you would have required your child to have traveled abroad to acquire, is being brought home to the students here in Nigeria. So that is actually massive, and I think we can actually take advantage of that so much. And of course, going into Borderless, so we can now see that by the time you combine the forward-looking pattern of the education and you combine the affordability to it, it can actually be Borderless. I've seen quite a number of questions in terms of how does the teacher get support, how much does it cost. There is a link in the chat box that you can actually click and fill the form. It's a form you can complete in less than 1 minute. And I'm sure all your answers will be, your questions will be answered. So what that does is that it takes you forward in providing the support structure that you're required for teachers, for schools, and for the students. Mind you, for parents who are in the audience, you need to brace up. This is not the time to actually say education is expensive. There's a saying, a popular saying that says that if you think education is expensive, then you can also try ignorance. So whatever this is actually bringing to you, I believe that parents need to take advantage of that, which is very, very important. I always say something about some of the footballers that we have. We know Alex Nwobi, and the Saka, so many Nigerian footballers that are actually playing in the Premier League today. If those guys were to be home in Nigeria, some of them will be selling spare parts. Some of them will be writing WAEC and JAM. They will probably be frustrated or going through quite a lot of challenges. But this is a program that is designed to help every individual child to find their path in life. And when that happens, everybody is happy. The parents are happy, the school is happy, and the society is better off than what we have today. So it's actually very, very important that we look at that on a serious note. Now, one other thing that I would like to say in closing is that education success is not necessarily at the point of graduation. It's not when the child says, or when you're attending your child's graduation, you say, oh, the child has become educationally successful. No. Education success is actually a journey. It's what the child experiences at every step of the journey. Now, Ms. Bankole and Hajia and a couple of other panelists said earlier on that you fail to succeed, you succeed to fail. From every success, you'll find a failure that will come in. And from every failure, you learn and you become a success. So it's more or less a journey, and it's important that we allow our children to be part of that journey early in life. It helps them to be innovative. It helps them to think collaboratively. It helps them to have the problem-solving skills that they require, and it helps them to be part of the society and be engaged, to be part of the citizens that will contribute to the positiveness that we require in our society. So I believe that we should actually take advantage of this and be able to look at education in terms of the need for us to have a better society tomorrow. The earlier we kick in this activity with our schools and our children and our societies, the better for us. And at the end of the day, the education journey for every child will be enjoyable, such that at the end of the day, the destination that we consider as a success will truly be a success. Thank you so much, Sia. Over to you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Ake. This is 3:28. Thank you to all our panelists. Thank you to our attendees. If you have any questions, again, please drop them in the Q&A box. We will respond to you, we promise. Mr. Ake talked about learning being a journey and not necessarily a destination. So let's realize that their education community. Skills are important, and it seems as though Cana-Care curriculum is big on skills. So, it's either you're going to figure out how you want to do it, or you can figure out how to do it with the support of Cana-Care. Again, children have various pathways, and we should respect and allow for that. This is the 21st century teaching. So it's either you're going to do 21st century teaching and learning, or you're going to do 22nd century teaching and learning, but no more of the backward stuff. So thank you everyone for being here. I really appreciate your time and your effort. Again, if you have any questions, please let us know. At this point in time, I'll open up the floor to Mr. Kweyemi, the program manager of Cana-Care, to take any questions. So Mr. Kweyemi, over to you.
All right, thank you so much, Sia. We have a question here from Obadiah Abimiku. But I want to know how we can grow this educational system and how teachers would be involved and get trained on this curriculum. So, Obadiah, you can hear me. The first thing is that there is a link. There is a link in the chat box that you can use for that inquiry. But let me answer the question straight away. Any school that enroll on this program definitely will have the teachers in the school trained and supported to deliver on this curriculum. So both the teachers, the students, and the school will benefit from everything that we have to offer concerning this program. And as part of our social responsibility, remember this is a series, so there would be another webinar where we have teachers and where we are going to address some of these training needs for teachers. So there will be constant support for teachers, there will be constant support for schools, and there will be constant support for students. Thank you. See you. Over to you.
Okay. Do we go into the second question, or do you think we're good to go with the questions? Let me see.
Yeah, can I come in here, Sia?
Yes, please.
Okay, if anyone that asked the question, because of constraining time, our panelists will have to be almost immediately, and answering will take longer than necessary. There is individualized meetings and webinars that have been pre-arranged that everyone can be part of. So all the answers, inquiries will be addressed in those meetings and webinars, just like Mr. Ope has rightly said earlier on.
Okay, thank you very much. So thank you everyone for being here. Thank you, Mr. Kweyemi. Thank you, Hajia Samira. Thank you, Ms. Janine. Thank you, Brian. Thank you, Mr. Oke. Thank you.
One more thing before we go. Can we all turn on our cameras and come up for a group picture, please?
Okay.
Ms. Bankole, are you there? Okay. So we're gonna have that done now. Can we have a cheese?
Make sure you get my perfume.
Cheese. Good. All right. So thank you very much, everyone.
Yes. Thank you, everyone. You can still send your messages and we can still get back to you. Thank you, Mr. Omagbeshe. And thank you there, educators, teachers, school leaders, school owners, parents, students. Have a great day. Just 2 minutes over. Thank you. So more talks will be coming. This is a webinar series, so we will have more opportunities for these type of conversations. And please let us know if there are topics that you want us to talk about in the future. Have a great day, everyone.
Bye. Thank you so much.
Bye, Jeanine. Bye, Brian.
Bye. Thank you, everyone.
Bye.
Bye, Hajia. Bye, Omagbeshe. Bye, Mrs. Bankole.
Thank you.
Bye, Okwe. Thank you, Sia, for having everyone of us. All right.
Thank you all. Bye.
Admin guys, thank you, Andrew. Thank you,
Thanks to
Josephine. Thank
and
you,
the
everyone.
attendees.
Yeah. Thank you, admin. Bye. So I'm waiting to see everyone go.
Okay.
Yeah. This is timely at this time. So let's go. Can we increase the volume, please? Admin, are you there? Can admin play the video? Hajia Samira, you can take down the video. Admin will bring up the video now.
Okay. How do I do that?
You can just stop screen
Hello?
share so that admin can bring on the video.
Okay, let me tell them. Not getting that right again. Oosh. Share content.
I'm showing the video. Hello?
Okay, just leave it, leave it. They said they are sharing it already. ID, are you sharing?
Connected to the
Are
camera.
you sharing?
Oh.
Good.
Welcome back to Focus on Africa. I'm Lisa Marie Mishtek. To Nigeria now, where a little bit of a know-how pupils at Gilston's International School in Abuja have come up with a smart way to minimise the risks faced by health workers during the pandemic. Let's take a look.
A team of students in Nigeria have invented a solution to the risks faced by health workers during the pandemic. And it all begins in the nurse's room, where a robot is loaded with drugs.
The mirrorbot has several compartments like shelf. We load it, and the drugs are all labeled for easy identification.
The robot is sent around to patients' bedsides, allowing doctors and nurses to stay safe while attending to patients. The young man seated close to the nurse is behind the wheel. He is the eye and ear of the robot.
The MyRobot is a very unique robot in which we can move it and navigate it through the words by this Xbox gamepad controller and the VR headset that I'm wearing on my head right now. So the VR headset is connected to the camera on the robot here, on the robot head, in which I can see where the robot is going and I can navigate it using the Xbox controller.
MyRobot uses artificial intelligence to move. While approaching the patient, it can measure temperature, deliver drugs, and provide an interface for doctors to interact with patients.
Good morning, dear. How are you today?
I'm fine.
How are you coping? You bend down a bit, you face the thermometer beam so that I will be able to take your temperature.
With the help of their teacher, these robotic students made the tech possible right in this lab.
The name Mirrorbot was picked because it's a combination of all the names that the students uploaded, so it's a mixture of different names.
We decided to wrap it up with an Ankara fabric to Nigerialize it. And the reason why we decided to give MyRobot the shape is so that it can get inside the isolation center easily and work freely, so that it cannot get in contact with any victim of the coronavirus.
The students' plan is for the robot to go global and support healthcare workers wherever they might be, reduce health risks for frontline staff while maintaining the doctor-patient relationship. Usman Minjibur, BBC News, Abuja.
Oh, what a great idea. It's